Hello and welcome to Turtle Talk, my talk show where I talk about nerdy anime anythings. I am Turtle, or Turtle number 13 as a lot of people know me, and welcome to my vlog. Today I wanted to talk about a few things anime-wise. I kind of made a list of just things, anime that I recommend people watch, maybe if you're new to anime or if you want to get into stuff that has like story that you can get more in depth. I know there's going to be some stuff that people are like, why didn't you mention One Piece? Well, I haven't watched One Piece myself. Blasphemous, I know. But I don't know, I tend to find I like animes better when they are done. There's a few that aren't, that I'm just like, I'm waiting for them to finish, and I think One Piece is one of those ones that's going on forever. There's some other ones that like, yeah, from the list that aren't over, and so you might get mad at me that I haven't watched One Piece, but One Piece is a very big commitment, so we'll just note that it could have been on the list, but I haven't, like, I watched the first couple episodes and I was just overwhelmed, and I know you gotta, like, really commit to the first beginning because it's a really weird one, so I didn't quite make the list, as something that I can recommend. I'm sure there's a lot of you that are like, this is my favorite, this is the best, this is, you know, I have friends and family that do like One Piece, and so I know it's one of those really great ones. It's one of the greats, or one of the bigs, as some people will put it. And some, I have a couple of the big animes on the list, and you'll notice that I think I watched those more because other people said you have to watch this, more than I actually thought I'd be into it. Some of them grew on me as I watched them, and some of them did not. And so I'll kind of explain like the ones if they were like recommended to me, which we'll start off with. The bottom of this list that I have is Inuyasha, which I couldn't get into at first. I really couldn't, and I think eventually it was just like I was kind of committed because I was like, I told someone I'd watch it, and I watched probably 40 or so episodes. I think it's 167 or something episodes. And yeah, by like 40 episodes in, you're like, I gotta finish this because I gotta know what's going on. And yeah, it's worth watching. I think it's something that girls like more than guys. Aren't really as much into Inuyasha. It's more of a girl anime. So if I am recommending to anyone that is a girl, that's one that I would recommend that girls watch. Some guys are really into it. I don't know. It seems a lot that one's a lot more female friendly. You know, then we'll get into one of the bigs, Dragon Ball Z, next on the list here. I watched Dragon Ball Z junior high, high school age, and it started out as just like, what is this? This is so weird, you know. I'd seen a couple other animes. I'd seen like Akira and some of the movies that you could like get at a local movie rental place. Like, we didn't have, it wasn't Blockbuster, but it was like some other, you know, mom and pop rental store. And so I would get some of like the weird like anime, you know, foreign film stuff, and I'd get into some of that stuff and watch it and be like, this is, you know, this is cool. And so Dragon Ball Z was one of those things when we got satellite for the first time. Started watching it and I was like, wow, this is something else. And it was like, you know, next time, and it's very hyped. It's a very exciting anime that's just like, you gotta tune in next time and come back and find out what happens to this main character who's fighting for, you know, 5 minutes that he might not ever, you know, he might never have 5 minutes. It's 26 episodes for a 5-minute thing if you count that one battle. So you kind of have to appreciate that there's a lack of time, and that it is an anime, and that they're going so fast and fighting so fast that you wouldn't see it with the regular human eye, kind of thing. Like, you know, that imaginative kind of world piques my curiosity. It makes me want to know more, want to watch more, and you know, 279 episodes of Dragon Ball Z. I don't know how many of Dragon Ball, and then Dragon Ball GT. I haven't watched Dragon Ball the Kai stuff that's newer, but someday probably. And then all the movies. I mean, there's a lot to be invested in. So if I'm gonna talk to someone about watching anime, Dragon Ball Z is something that if they're interested, they've probably already seen. It's one of the bigs. if they haven't seen it, it's probably because they really couldn't get into it or don't know anyone that they would watch it with. And then, yeah, I don't know, Dragon Ball Z is one of those ones that's like, most people, if they're in anime, have seen it or something. I would say one of the things that came on around the same time, this is not on my list, and so I don't recommend it. It's another one of those really girly ones, but it was always on with Dragon Ball Z, was like Sailor Moon. And that's one that it was on, and I'd watch it when it was on Toonami, just because there was like that gap between, I think, Dragon Ball Z and Tenchi or Cowboy Bebop or Outlaw Star. One of those was on later, and so it was just like, I've got time to fill waiting for something. I don't remember what the exact order of which shows came on when, but it was like, I'm going to just keep watching whatever's on because I don't care. And so that's one that I'm not as familiar with, and I don't really often recommend it, but I know it's one of the big ones that a lot of people have seen. Where were we? Dragon Ball Z. Then, you know, this is going to be one of the bigs in my mind is Pokemon, because they've got, what, 14, 15 seasons? They've got, I think, 14 movies. They get a movie a year. They've got games. They've got cards. They've got, I mean, they're a franchise of their own. They are a huge, Pokemon is a giant thing. And so, if I'm going to talk to people about anime and stuff, Pokemon I do have the knowledge of. I have watched, not completely up. I've watched at least 13 seasons. I watched at least 13 seasons. The 14th season is just, I'm waiting, I don't know, I'll probably have to rewatch it. I've been watching other stuff to catch up to where they are at the most current time. So Pokemon is one it's one that you can talk about, it's one that you can recommend to people, and another one of those like imaginative, creative worlds that's like, it's, since it came out, it's pretty revolutionary, pretty mind-blowing, and it's been kind of impactful on anime, manga, those kind of things, video games. It's been Pokemon, the Game Boy games and stuff have been pretty impactful on a lot of the gaming community, just because that, like, I don't know if there's a connection to, like, from the first game you played, if it was red or blue or yellow, to silver and gold, and whatever the other, I don't know if they had a yellow version for that generation, and then the green, and I don't know what the Game Boy Advance versions are. But yeah, if you were to talk to someone about anime, if it is interested, they've probably seen that, Dragon Ball Z. Those are two of the bigs that they would have probably seen. Another big one we're going to go up on the list is Bleach, which I didn't think I'd get into Bleach at first. I really thought it was like the dumbest name, and I never thought it would be anything good. And I started watching Bleach, and I was like, this is a very intriguing and cool alternate reality styled show where they're going, you know, from just a normal guy to a different place, and that's, I don't know, it piques my interest. It makes me like wonder like what's out there kind of thing, and so I like that kind of stuff. It's not really, I don't think it's meant so much to be that, and it does have a lot of fighting, and that the fighting in Bleach is definitely more bloody than some shows, and it definitely is I don't know, it's thought out, and there's like a progression, and you see like you see character growth, and you get to learn about characters, and there's a lot of lore from one character to the next, and then you get backing stories for them, and you get the history of what happened and why this happened, and that is what makes that show, Bleach, good to me. And so I like that. You could talk about Bleach for a long time with someone that's actually watched it, and you could blow someone's mind that's never seen it. But it's one that I would recommend. If you're going to watch something, and you want to watch something that's like 360 episodes long, that, you know, the English dubbed part is up to like episode 300, I think. So it's almost done in English, and I don't know if they're going to I think they're said done, finished with anime, but the manga is still doing stuff, I think. I don't know, not sure. But that's a lot, and it's worth watching, even if I don't know how it ends yet. I'm still 60 episodes to go, and I'll probably end up just watching the English subtitled versions because the English dub is taking forever. But you have at least 300 episodes to watch in the English dub if you're into that more than subbed. If you're into subs, it's totally fine. It's probably a pretty good anime to watch. Phone is going off. Let's go up from that. Death Note, one of those animes that I never wanted to get into, and I tried to avoid, and I thought, I'll watch the first episode, and I was like, what? Like, why are they, there's like, the theme song is like, metal, it's so like, loud and obnoxious, and I thought, I'm not going to be into this, I'm really not going to want to watch it, but when you watch it, it's one of those, and I'm not trying to spoil anything here, in this video at all, so I'm just going to say, like, Death Note is one of those main characters that thinks things through, thinks things out like a chessboard. He thinks it out, you know, like 10 steps in advance, and am I more ahead or more advanced of my enemy? Am I? So there is a cool, you know, it's intelligent anime kind of thing where, like, yeah, makes you think and go, I wouldn't have, like, you, the first time you watch it, you'll be like, that's not what I expected to happen, probably a lot. And that was one of those animes that once I finally did get into it and finally did have a reason to watch it, and I only really watched it because of another anime we'll get to on the list being compared to it, and I was like, okay, now I'm more interested. And then when I watched it, I was like, okay, this, I see why people like this one, and so I would say I could recommend it. I think it will make you question, Death Note will make you question your morals, like, is it okay to kill someone that is going to kill someone else? Is it okay, you know, to judge someone for something they do, because you probably do the same thing? It will make you think on that stuff. So, it does have, like, the louder music for the intro and stuff, so it's a lot, like, it's not one of the animes that I recommend, like, trying to pass out. Like, I can turn on Pokemon or Dragon Ball Z or Bleach or something and just fall asleep, and it's not a big deal. But that's not what I would recommend to. Let's go up on the list. We've got Ergo Proxy. Is another kind of mind-bendy one that just, it's short. It's probably 26 episodes, 24 episodes. But it was, oh man, it was just, it's a good anime. I liked the art style. I liked the show, and if you want to check out Ergo Proxy, I would recommend it. It's not, you know, some 5-star, like, best of the best. It's not one of the bigs. But if you want, like, a quick 26-something episode thing that's got kind of a lot of stuff in it, and some random stuff happens. I mean, just some things that you're like, what is this? Like, why? It's kind of cool, though, and then you watch it and you're like, it's fun to watch. Moving on from that, we'll go Trigun. Trigun's one of those, I don't know, it's a different kind of anime as well. It's not like a mind-bending kind of thing, but it's kind of a cool one. I like it. There's character development there and stuff that I really enjoyed, and I think that's why I like that one, and it's not very long. I'm trying to remember how long Trigun is. 26? 20? Let me look. Yeah, 26 episodes. But it was a good anime. I liked it, and I would suggest it to anyone. I mean, it's just one of those ones that, like, it's a staple of anime watchers. If you're going to watch stuff, it's got a bunch of things, and I think it's something that a lot of other anime gets based off of, or get, like, when you're talking about anime and referencing stuff, you might reference Trigun. That's one of those things. We'll move up from there to Outlaw Star, which Outlaw Star I started watching because it was on Toonami, and it was on, like I said, somewhere between Dragon Ball Z and Cowboy Bebop and Sailor Moon and something else. And there was just those few things that were on, and it was just, I'm going to watch whatever's on, because at that point I was just getting into anime, and I was very, well, and at that time I was in school, and just, yeah, I just needed something to, like, relax and have fun and enjoy that, even if no one else got into. It was kind of when I started finding out that I was, or not finding out, but I started realizing, like, what a nerd is or what a geek is, and, like, how, like, I believe when you're a nerd or geek, part of being a geek or nerd is that you're interested in lore, or, like, reading more, like Lord of the Rings. You want to know more about, you know, the characters, and you want to know more about, like, why stuff happened and how it happened, and I think that's when I got into a bunch of those, was they were just on, and I was just, you know, I was into anime and wanted to learn more. We'll move up from Outlaw Star. It's, you know, it's one of those ones that I would I would recommend. I think it's a little bit different, but I think it led me into liking Cowboy Bebop. And I think even when I was like newer in anime, those are two that I kind of like in my mind mushed together and was just like, which one was I watching? I don't, Bebop, Outlaw, Cowboy Bebop, Outlaw Star. I don't know. But next one on the list is Cowboy Bebop, and I like Cowboy Bebop. It has a sense of humor. It has like main characters, and the way that they clash and like get along together is sometimes funny. Sometimes it's just I don't know. It's kind of how you expect some people to interact with each other, and just that way they clash, and then the way that they harmonize, and then the way that things just go. And then there's the one character on there, Ed, that is hilarious and just the most random thing ever. And if you've watched Cowboy Bebop, if you've watched Cowboy Bebop, you'll know what I'm talking about. It's definitely Ed is one of those characters that just stands out in all the anime I watch. It's like Ed's a great character. So we'll move up from there. This is 4th on my list. If you're keeping count, we started at 13. 4th on the list, we're working up, is Code Geass. And Code Geass is one of those ones that I watched, and they have like mechs. They have the main character that he is a planner. He's a chess player. He's he wants you to like the show wants you to try and guess what he's going to do, but then he does something that's just like, wow, like blows your mind. And I watched the show and I heard it compared to Death Note, and that is why I watched Death Note. That is the show, as I was saying earlier, higher up on the list, that got me to watch Death Note. And without hearing them compared to each other, I probably wouldn't have watched Death Note. I did like Code Geass, but I've had other friends that were like, I love Death Note, it's like the best, and I tell them about Code Geass being something of similar style and just the way the main character is, and makes you think and does stuff that you wouldn't expect. And I've had friends that watch it and we're like, man, I'm glad I watched that one. So Code Geass is one of those ones I really highly recommend. It's way up there on my list out of this. So if there's something that I'm going to talk about with people, I'm definitely into giant mechs and stuff. And off the list, one that didn't make the list is Neo Genesis Evangelion, which I would have to say, Evangelion, it's sad how they didn't quite get to finish what they wanted, and then they had to do there was like a fan finale kind of thing done for the video, and I think they've rebooted Evangelion Neo Genesis Evangelion 1.1 or 2.2, I don't know, something. There's some, and I haven't watched any of that yet, so I don't know quite how that's going to work. But Evangelion, for not being on this list, somewhere should go up near Cowboy Bebop and Code Geass. And I think with new stuff that is new movies that are coming out like Pacific Rim, that's one that I would recommend to people that liked Pacific Rim, or like, oh man, I want more like robots and fighting Godzilla monster type things. Evangelion did that. It is an older anime, but it was really good, and it's enjoyable. The characters have their ways of just dealing with each other, and you have like the one character that just wants to like save everyone. He just wants to save everyone. He doesn't want to fight, but he's that peaceful character. And then you have another character that's just like, gotta do my job, and so it's a really good show. If you want to watch Neo Genesis, it's another one I can recommend. Code Geass, though, as it was on the list, they're in mechs and there's stuff, and there's 2 seasons of it. The first season's pretty good. I mean, you could I don't know, you could enjoy the second season a lot if you like. I didn't even know the second season existed, and I watched the first season and it was over, and I was just like, I want more of this. And then that's how I found out. I was looking through Wikipedia and I found there was a second season. I was like, sweet, best thing, and I went and got that, and I was like, this is still good. Like, I was kind of worried at first because it wasn't something that it didn't come to packaged together when I got it, and so that kind of worries me sometimes when you get something and it's like you find the first season or first 26 episodes or whatever it is. Is this, how long is that? Yeah, 25. So when you get through 25 episodes and you're like, man, this was really, and then you find out there's a second season, you're just like, how did I not know? And so, yeah, so from Code Geass we'll move up, and one of my favorite animes in kind of a different, not a giant robot, but still uh, has a robot-looking guy in it, is Full Metal Alchemist and Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. And I really like the Full Metal Alchemist and Brotherhood. Both, I like both. They are different, and they have a different storyline and story thing because of the way the manga went. The Brotherhood came out later, but it followed the manga better. But if you watch, I think if you watch one, you might like to watch the other one just for like a wow, they totally went a different way. Like it makes you think like, what if other animes went and tried to follow off the manga and then went their own way? Like how many of them show up so much different? I guess that is one of the things that a lot of manga readers will complain about, is like, this didn't follow the manga, this didn't go, like, this anime is so off, or this is different. And I think I'm more one of those people that appreciates it because it's, even if it's a different interpretation or different, like, things go totally differently. It's cool. Like, it's cool to see in the beginning of Full Metal Alchemist and then the beginning of Brotherhood how, like, it's the same story and characters and stuff, but then the way their personalities or the things they do changes is so different. And so I recommend that if you're gonna watch something that is just really good. I can't, like, there's not really anything that like makes it stand out more than just just the way the story is done, and the brothers have like a really good connection and stuff together, like just the way that they're looking out for each other. And it's a feel good anime. I think Full Metal is a feel good kind of anime to me. So we'll move up. Next, this is the number 2 spot on my list, is Gundam Wing. And Gundam animes, there's so many, and I don't know how to recommend, like, watch all of them. They're amazing. Any of them you can get, even the ones that aren't in English are great. I always personally prefer to watch stuff in English dubbed instead of subtitled versions, because I generally watch anime while I'm going to sleep, or like I watch it with like a list of like 10 episodes and then with the plan of falling asleep 4 or 5 episodes into it. And so when I watch Gundam Wing and some of the other Gundams, it really was like, it's really heartbreaking to get to an episode where it's like, oh, this is only in Japanese with English subtitles. Oh, like, that sucks. There's a few, where's my Gundam folder? There's a few that just haven't come out, like Gundam Zeta Gundam Season 2, I believe, never came out to English yet. And so I'm just like waiting. Someday. Ugh, food. Someday Zeta Gundam, the second season of Zeta Gundam will come out in English. Until then, I don't know. That's one of those things where you get to the end of it and you're like, I want more of this. And Zeta Gundam Zeta Season 2 is in subtitle only. There's a few other ones. I think Gundam Unicorn is a newer one that's getting translated slowly to English. And I've got, I think, the first disc or first 2 discs. I don't know how many is on there, but I have like the first 4 episodes of that. I have I have a lot of the Gundam. I have like Gundam, the first season was 0079 was the first Gundam, and that's a great season. And if you watch some of the older, like, traditional Gundam, and Gundam in general has like the regular universe, the traditional universe, and then it has alternative universes. And where it gets confusing is like 0079 is the first. Is it 80? 80 is the second, like, mini season. 83 is another season. F91 is a movie. I think Zeta Gundam goes in that first thing, and then I don't know where. I think G Gundam's alternate universe. I don't know where Unicorn is. It might be a traditional. So then you have Gundam Wing is a Gundam Wing is a alternate universe, so you could watch Gundam Wing without knowing any of the stuff from 0079, 80, 83, F91, Zeta Gundam. Like, you could watch Gundam Wing independent, and that's what's kind of cool about Gundam, is that there is these branched shows. And then Gundam 00, I don't know if there's a different name, Double Lot, I don't know. Like, I don't know if there's a different name for that, but there's Gundam 00 and 00 Season 2, and that's like, I think those are both 25 for the second one, and 25, so that's like 50 more episodes of something that, like, I believe Gundam 00 is a alternate universe. I can't remember. Let me look at my list. I have it all. So 79, the 8th MS team, Gundam 80, 0083, Zeta and Double Zeta, then Char's Counterattack, then Gundam Unicorn, then F91, and then Victory Gundam, which I don't think is even in English yet. So those are the order of the traditional, and then alternate versions are G Gundam, Gundam Wing with Endless Waltz is the movies, Gundam X, which is not English dubbed, Turn A Gundam, which is licensed but not yet dubbed, Gundam 00, Gundam 00 Season 2, and then we're going to move up on the list to one of my favorite animes is Gundam Seed, and Seed Destiny is the second season of that. And those, again, that's a standalone season. It's in the alternate universe of Gundam, and so you can watch that without knowing the rest of this, like 79 and 80 and 80 and Double Zeta, Zeta. So you can watch that alone. And I believe if you watch Gundam Wing and Gundam Seed and you have like a bigger draw, you're just like, I want more of this. I think it's good to go back and watch the original Gundam 79 and then 80 and Double Zeta and stuff, because you'll see a lot of stuff done in the alternate universe that's clearly taken from the original stuff. Like, there's just like the things that they call some of the stuff, the difference in the people that live on Earth and the people that live in space stations, like the names that they give them and the things that they do. Like, they clearly took from that for the alternate universe, but like made it their own thing, and I think that's really good. So Gundam Seed, top of this list, and yeah, there's a lot more anime that I could recommend to you guys, but I didn't want to make this as long a video as I did, and it turned out a lot longer than I did. So for those of you that stuck with me, thanks for watching. I hope you guys enjoy this, and I hope this maybe gives you guys some big animes. I think Gundam is one of the big animes. Full Metal Alchemist is one of the big, like, it's not big, it's not one of the bigs, but it's one of the really highly recommendable in Code Geass. I hope maybe one of those three, if you haven't watched any of those, maybe you want to check out. If you want to check out some of the smaller stuff, Outlaw Star, Cowboy Bebop, Trigun, Ergo Proxy, Death Note's like 37 episodes, so that's one you could watch. And if you want to watch some of the bigs, Bleach, Pokemon, Dragon Ball Z, Inuyasha, you know, One Piece is something that's really big. There's a lot more other stuff that I haven't really got into, but these are the ones that I can recommend to you guys, and I hope that you guys enjoy them. There's also stuff like, I'm watching Rurouni Kenshin right now, which is a like 90-something episode one, 95 episodes, and that's pretty good. Naruto is like a, I don't even know, I mean, like 220 episodes, and I've never watched Naruto. I always get asked, like, do you watch Naruto? I'm like, I just haven't had the time. I've been working through getting through other stuff and stuff, so yeah, I'm sure if you're into anime, you're probably into it because of one of the bigs. Yeah, listed them enough times that hopefully you've caught on. If you're into stuff that's like, I have some of the manga for Rurouni Kenshin, that's why I actually started watching that. Got some of that, like, Free Comic Book Day had some Rurouni Kenshin even. I was like, cool, more Rurouni Kenshin, I'll take it. Anyways, I just, wanted you guys to have a chance to maybe hear about some new anime. I have more stuff if you guys have some questions. There's some cool stuff that maybe I'll talk about other times, like Black Cat or Zammed or X. X is a really great anime, but it's pretty short. I think it's 24 episodes and 2 movies. So there's stuff that's harder to find. X is really because it has, like, you can try and search for X on Amazon, you will not find it. Like, good luck. It's hard to look for one-letter names, so it's one of those ones I wish they would have came out with something better than X the complete series. I don't like, that was a really hard one. Just to Google X it's not safe. So yeah, there's other stuff that I have. Elfin Lied is like a nice 13 episode and thing. It's like super bloody, but you know, if you want to see some crazy action, that's another good one. Anyways, this is a lot longer list. Initially, this was a 13 anime list without counting the millions of Gundams and just going Gundam Wing and Gundam Seed. But Gundam Seed, top of my recommendations. If you like giant robots, you gotta watch it. Code Geass, if you like smart main characters, you gotta watch it. Full Metal Alchemist, if you want kind of a feel good, like they're brothers and they're just, you know, they're on a quest. That's good to watch. If you need a good laugh, Cowboy Bebop. Man, all I can say is there's one episode with mushrooms, space mushrooms. That's probably the most I ever laughed in one episode. Just, it's great stuff. So, anyways, I hope you guys enjoy this list, and I hope you guys can maybe recommend me some anime. If you guys know some anime that would be worth watching, and hit me up on Facebook or Twitter. Both of those are the .com/turtle13 to get a hold of me, or you can message me on YouTube. I do try and check comments pretty often, or my inbox on YouTube. You can check out whatever other pages I have. Do I have my I have my YouTube and Twitter links there on the screen, and so if you guys have some stuff you want to share with me, you can send those. You can go to facebook.com/turtle13 and let me know there. And I appreciate it, guys. I enjoy watching anime, and I enjoy a very eclectic amount of anime, so I hope you guys have a good week, and I hope you guys are having fun. I know Comic-Con and stuff just got over, and I know stuff like Wolverine's going to be in theaters, so I'm going to go see that probably tomorrow. So maybe I'll get back on here and complain about X-Men in the next couple days, because every movie has made me go, why would you do that? So anyways, I hope you guys are having a good week and have fun and enjoy some anime and share it with people, tell people about it, talk about it, be nerdy. Know that being nerdy is just a quest for more knowledge about stuff that you like. And anyways, I'm out. This is way too long. See you guys later. Have a good day. See you later.